You're driving the kids to school and you're trying to park, trying to drop your kids off and you can't see. Well, I have the perfect solution for you.
Today we're installing a CS15 with a BCAM 13 camera solution. As you know, this is reversed. We went ahead and took out the Phillips screws to reverse it, mainly because our mounting point will be from the bottom right here instead of up. Normally you'll see this flat. We go ahead and took a Dremel and we kind of cut it through just so that it would fit a little bit more in, so the camera isn't sticking out too much. And yeah, there wasn't space on the top. It wasn't gonna work. And this, we're gonna go right in there. And to do that, we need to drop the glove box from the inside because as beautiful and spacious as this car is, they don't give us a lot of room to work. All right, 110 milli on the left side. All right, so these might be a little bit hard to get with your hands, but pretty self-explanatory. You push that in, it releases it. What we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove this panel. We'll go ahead and pop this out. We'll drop the glove out. That'll give us access to that grommet. Including the camera is also gonna be doing a subwoofer install with our ENA 3T3. All of that info will be on the link below the video. Okay, so for the glove, instead of removing the entire glove box, just take out the 10mm screw that's on the very right corner here. Of course, you'll need to remove these panels. Give it a little tug. This will kind of have like a little wiggly swing set. And then you could reach the grommet in there. It's still gonna be a little difficult, but you'll have a lot more room to work with. You see it there? On the top left? That's how we got it through. Then you see how much range you have, and you use this crease here as a point for these two. Right, and then the connectors that it's going to be found on the extension that runs to the hood, we do always like to insulate it as like an extra safety measure. Better safe than sorry. It's like looking both ways before you cross the street. All right, just an overview of what we did. Obviously, we ran the camera through. There's all the wires and wire looms here that we're going to follow along, just to make sure it's hidden as much as possible. It's going to be going underneath all of the components. So, of course, there's a big wire loom that goes all the way to the grommet over there. We're just going to be zip tying it alongside of it, just to make sure that it's all on the same track. And from there, you just want to get it as clean as possible. Like for right here, you can kind of tuck that underneath right there if you want. But yeah, that'll be what we did.
Alrighty guys, first things first, let's go ahead and remove this cover panel back here. And you simply just take a thin plastic panel removal tool and just carefully pry around.
Listen up guys, this is a very helpful tip. So it lays flat like so. And if you notice, all these clips are facing straight, so it needs to pull up this way. So a lot of mistakes people do is they'll grab it from the back and they'll try to pry it out right here. But these clips needs to be pointed straight for it to come out. If you lean it towards this way, it just won't come out. There's gonna be too much tension going here. So you gotta keep it straight. You can loosen this, but don't pull it from here. You do have to pull it from the sides right here. And when you pull it from the sides, just be very careful with the sides here. It could be a bit weak, the plastic. So in order to prevent damage on here, just use a panel removal tool. Be very strategic on where you place this and make sure the pulling motion is straight up and not this way.
Alrighty guys, there's 4 10mm bolts I'm going to be removing right behind the screen. Grab a 10mm socket and ratchet. After that, grab a thick blanket or towel, and we are going to place it right here in our center console. And we'll just pull the screen straight out. Okay? Just being held in by clips. Alright guys, listen up. Since it's gonna make installation a whole lot easier, make sure you grab your smartphone, take a picture of all the factory connections, and we're actually gonna be removing the whole radio itself. For example, if I put back in the factory radio, oh no, the screen connector is missing. Well, it never came with it anyway, so make sure you do that and protect yourself as always. Alrighty guys, so while Eric is still working on the passenger side, let's go ahead and take some time to install our CS15 front camera button. Now this switch actually perfectly aligns into your factory auxiliary switches here on the left-hand side here, okay? First things first, let's remove the side panel piece here. Simply grab a plastic panel removal tool, just pull that down, pops out as well, okay? Next, let's go ahead and work on removing this panel here. And in order to do that, you need to remove this. Just pull this up, just being held in by clips. There's a little tiny screw on the inside here where my finger is. I'm gonna go ahead and undo that. And this is just being held in by clips, okay? Perfect. Next, grab a screwdriver and we'll remove these little screws here on the bottom. And when you remove these screws, make sure you put these in a safe location. Don't lose them, because finding replacements for these are kind of a pain in the ass, okay? Now we're gonna remove this whole panel here underneath. Let's pull it straight out, like so. And in order to remove this, it's very, very simple. Now if you take a look on the insides here, there's like these two little clips, one on each side, one on the left and one on the right side. All you're gonna do is just push these in. So you're gonna push one in, and with my left hand, I'm pushing the button outward. Here's our button, and make sure before you go ahead and put in the button, you go ahead and connect the wiring harness for the button first, like so. And make sure you route the wiring harness first through the buttonhole before you put in the button, okay? Alrighty guys, and this yellow and this black wire here is mainly used for illumination purposes. Please refer to your instructions manual if you want to go ahead and connect those, but to make it easier for today's installation, we will not be installing these, so we're just gonna go ahead and wrap this up with electric tape. I'm just gonna electric tape it like that just so it doesn't rattle around, okay? And next step up, let's go ahead and route this wiring harness towards the factory radio. Alrighty guys, this is very important. If you guys don't have one of these, this is kind of like a cable router. It does come with some claws to go ahead and grab a object, but make sure you guys get one. It's on Amazon, it's pretty cheap, it's like 20 bucks, but it's a lifesaver when you are routing wires or just want to get somewhere specific. So from down here, I'm gonna be kind of going behind the factory radio here and going straight towards the driver passenger footwell, okay? So that's the spot I'm gonna be aiming for. So with my very tiny hand, I'm gonna stick it right in between here. And be very careful when you're doing this, because as you can tell, it's kind of scratching my skin right here. And even then, I can barely reach it. But luckily, I'm very, very skinny. And I grabbed it, see? All right. Just wanna make sure I don't pull the whole thing through, because I do need to route the button here. So now I can at least kind of grab it with both hands here. So it's perfect, okay? So here it is. And we are going to be routing this cable here all the way over there, okay? Making sure I'm going behind the factory wiring harnesses here, so it's nice and clean. Grab it like so, make sure it's nice and secure, won't fall off. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pull all the way through, okay? Beautiful. Just like that, it's already here. All right, now let's reverse order everything we just did. Alrighty guys, listen up. Come on in close, guys. So here is our CS15 plug and play wiring harness. You'll notice that there is a connector A and a connector B. Connector B will connect to the connector that is next to the ENA harness, whichever one that is next to it, which is the 30-pin connector that was in the middle behind the factory radio, if you recall. And again, when you guys are plugging these in, make sure these two connectors go in straight, nice and smooth, okay? Beautiful. And connector A will actually use the same connector as our ENA harness here, okay? So connector A will connect to the ENA 2T3 harness, like so, okay? Beautiful. So here's what your wiring is gonna look like, okay? And from here, this will connect to the CS15 module here. And this little loose connector will connect to this harness, to this additional harness here for a secondary camera input. And we won't be using this RCA, we're gonna be using this RCA instead. This one is for an additional camera if you do want another camera. All we're using from this harness is just the power and ground wire to power our aftermarket camera. Alrighty guys, up next, now that we've connected the CS15 all together, we are going to be routing the RCA cable, the power and ground that Eric has punched through the firewall for us from down under the passenger footwell all the way to the factory radio side here, okay? So again, if you guys don't have one, use those cable grabber tools, thingies. You find them on Amazon, they're pretty cheap. Alrighty guys, I am going to go behind the factory radio again and routing this tool straight down under toward the passenger footwell area, okay? Open. And close. All right, go again. All right, cool, let go. Let's go ahead and pull up the excess here. Next, let's go ahead and tap into the CS15 optional harness. All we're gonna do is power to power and ground to ground here, okay? Very simple. Alrighty guys, so we basically just conjoined the power and ground from the optional harness on the CS15 to the front camera. Power and ground, and all that's left to do is to connect the front camera RCA to the RCA here, and not the RCA from the optional harness, okay? You can use that if you are using an additional camera, but we won't be using that today, so we're gonna be using the main RCA from the harness here, okay? Alrighty guys, wire management is key here when you're installing these things together, okay? So make sure you keep organized, keep everything you can organized, and zip ties and electric tape are your best friends when it comes to organization, okay? And quick tip guys, it's better to actually electric tape your RCAs together so that way they don't come apart over time and that they're always 100% secure, okay? Best way to do that. And before we go ahead and mount this somewhere as well, the CS15 kit does come with some double-sided tape, which we will be using to go ahead and mount the interface module on the left side toward the driver position, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. And before we go ahead and mount it, do not forget to go ahead and connect the camera switch that we also routed. And this goes into SW, okay, like so. So first, let's just go ahead and mount it, and then we'll deal with the wire management after, okay? And the CS15 is mounted right here. I'm gonna hold it down for like 30 seconds. All right, let's go ahead and re-plug in all of our connections. So connector A goes here, okay? And connector B goes right here in the middle. The black 10-pin connector goes here. All right, and this is a visual representation of all of our harnesses and their connection points, okay? Let's go ahead and re-plug in everything factory. Perfect. Now all that the factory connections have been made. Perfect. Now the radio's back in, and let's just go ahead and make sure everything's working before we go ahead and bolt everything back in. So as you can tell, if we push the front camera button, only the front camera displays, and we push it again, it's gonna automatically jump back to the factory Toyota screen. Let me show you guys step by step on how to actually enable the factory backup camera as well, okay? Now, if you guys are confused, refer to the instructions manual. It'll tell you, but I'll just walk you through it anyways. So first, we're gonna start off with the vehicle off, and we are gonna look for mode D, backup camera PTV. So push and hold the selector button from off to ignition. I'm gonna hold it for about 20 seconds, but no more than 30 seconds, okay? All right. And I'm gonna observe it from off to blinking red as it is now. Then it's gonna go blinking green. Then it's gonna go to rapid flash red. Then it's gonna go to rapid flash green. And now we're gonna let go, okay? And since it's only blinking once, then that means the backup camera is disabled. If I push it again, it's gonna blink twice, which means it is now enabled. And I'm gonna push and hold to save that selection. Perfect. Very easy, guys. We just showed you guys how it's done, and you can now finally take you and your family out to a trip and finally see and give you that full front clearance of your front bumper. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Give us a like button. And what are you guys doing? Hit the subscribe button already. Bye-bye.
Look, I don't take no loss, it's simple. I'm a stand up guy, walk 10 tall. Looking in the mirror, who better than me? Got their hands high, tell them that